I was reading this piece called Signal Over Echo Stories That Resonate, and I have to say, it really got me thinking about how we approach life's journeys. The first chapter, The Straight Line Request, is such a relatable one. Have you ever wished life would just take you from point A to point B in a neat, straight line?
Oh, all the time, yaar. Especially when I was younger, I used to think, why can't things just be simple? But as this book says, life just laughs at that idea, no? It deals in twists, turns, and messy arcs. I love how the author puts it. Sometimes the detour is the destination.
Exactly. And there's something freeing about that. We're always told to look for the shortest, smartest path, but the book reminds us the cleanest route isn't always the richest. Sometimes the most meaningful lessons come from those unexpected zigzags.
It's so true. I think about my own career, for example. I started out wanting to be an engineer, but then I ended up in design, then product management. At the time, it felt like I was just wandering. But looking back, each twist taught me something I couldn't have learnt otherwise.
That's such a good point. The second chapter, Twists, Turns, and Arcs, really dives into that. The author says, between A and B, I saw not one line, but 1,000 arcs. Each twist held a lesson. Each turn revealed a truth. Sometimes what feels like a detour is actually the real journey.
And that's a mindset shift. Instead of getting frustrated when things don't go as planned, what if we started asking, what is this detour trying to teach me? It's a powerful way to reframe setbacks.
Absolutely. And I think the third chapter, The Coffee Mug of Math, is such a beautiful metaphor. The author talks about how math felt cold and unreachable in school, but over time, it became like a favorite coffee mug, warm, familiar, always within reach. Not because they mastered it, but because they saw it differently.
I love that. It's like sometimes the things we struggle with most can become sources of comfort if we just change our perspective. For me, public speaking was always terrifying. But now, after years of practice and a few embarrassing moments, it's something I actually look forward to.
That's so inspiring. And it ties into the next chapter, The Unmarked Envelope. The author receives this mysterious envelope. No sender, no instructions, just a question. Are you ready to begin? It's such a powerful image. Sometimes life's biggest invitations come without fanfare.
And it's up to us to say yes, even when we don't know what we're signing up for. I think that's the heart of growth, no? Stepping into the unknown, trusting that the journey will reveal itself.
Exactly. And the author says that was the day my real education began. Not in a classroom, not with a curriculum, but with curiosity, silence, and a blank page. I think that's something we can all take away. Real learning often happens outside the syllabus.
That reminds me of the next chapter, The Mirror That Didn't Reflect. The author stands before a mirror but sees only fog. It's not broken, it's waiting. Not for a face, but for presence. Sometimes we're so busy looking for reflection, we forget to listen for resonance.
That's such a deep thought. When we stop performing and start becoming, that's when the mirror speaks. It's about authenticity, isn't it? Not echoing others, but finding our own voice.
And that's what the sixth chapter, The Equation That Solved Me, is all about. The equation isn't about finding X, it's about finding yourself. The variables are choices, the constants are convictions. The brackets hold your past, and the exponents your potential.
I love that imagery. When you solve the equation, you don't get a value, you get a voice. It's such a beautiful way to think about personal growth. It's not about ticking boxes, but about discovering who you are.
And the final chapter, The Voice I Didn't Know Was Mine, brings it all together. The author says, I used to echo others, their words, their truths. But one day, I heard a sentence I didn't recognize. It was quiet, it was clear, and it was mine.
That's the moment we stop performing and start becoming.
So, if we were to pull out some actionable takeaways for our listeners, what would you say?
First, don't be afraid of detours. Sometimes the scenic route is the one that shapes you most. Second, embrace the things that feel unfamiliar or even uncomfortable. They might become your greatest strengths. Third, say yes to the blank page, even if you don't know what's coming next. And finally, keep listening for your own voice. It's there, beneath the echoes.
I'd add, be patient with your journey. The shortest path isn't always the wisest, and the richest experiences often come from the unexpected turns. And remember, your real education might begin the moment you step outside your comfort zone.
Couldn't agree more. And as the book closes, it says 7 chapters, 7 mirrors, 7 quiet recalibrations. Not a conclusion, a convergence. The journey doesn't end, it ripples outward.
So, to everyone listening, maybe today is the day you open your own unmarked envelope. Maybe it's time to stop looking for the straight line and start embracing the arcs. Who knows where it might lead?
And if you find yourself in front of a foggy mirror, don't rush to wipe it clean. Wait, listen, your presence might be all it's waiting for.
That's a lovely note to end on. Until next time, keep seeking resonance, not just reflection.
And remember, every detour has its own destination.